kind of ridiculous when you think about it. We spend all day at work looking forward to the evening, and then waste it the second we get home. Mindless scrolling, random shows, that weird fog where you're awake but not present. I lived in that loop for years. Evenings were this weird no man's land between being drained and doing nothing. Then, piece by piece, I rebuilt them. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, changing my evenings changed my life. These aren't hacks, not rigid routines. Just 8 things that helped me stop burning through my evenings like they didn't matter. Now they're my favorite part of the day. Let's get into it. 1. Built a shutdown ritual. For the longest time, I ended my workday like this. Close my laptop, open my phone, slide straight into a fog. There was no line between work and life, just a blurry handoff. And because of that, I stayed mentally stuck in work mode hours after logging off. Emails, unfinished thoughts, that background hum of stress. It followed me into dinner, into Netflix, into bed. Then I created something ridiculously simple, a shutdown ritual. Here's what it looks like. When the workday ends, I stand up, take 3 deep breaths, in through the nose, out slowly. Close my laptop with intention, not just habit. Say out loud, that's enough for today. That's it. But here's what happens. That act tells my brain, the work is done, you're safe to unplug. It creates psychological separation between work and life. It's like flipping a switch that most of us never knew we needed. Over time, this ritual became a boundary my brain respects. The anxiety quiets faster, the evening feels mine again. No productivity hacks, no life coaching, just a few seconds of conscious closure. But those seconds, they unlock hours of peace. And that's a trade I'll make every time. Second, I broke my evening into power blocks. Evenings used to feel like one big, unstructured blob of time. I'd finish work, glance at the clock, and think, cool, I've got a few hours. Then somehow, it would be 11:30 p.m., and I'd have nothing to show for it except screen fatigue and crumbs on my shirt. Here's what changed everything. I stopped treating my evening like one long stretch of free time and broke it into power blocks, 3 focus zones that reflect how my energy flows. Block 1, recovery. This comes right after work. No decisions, no planning, just decompression. I stretch, walk, make tea, and do nothing on purpose. Block 2, growth. This is the sweet spot. I use this time to read, work on a creative hobby, learn a skill, or move my body. No pressure, just something that builds me back up. Block 3, connection. By now, I'm recharged and present. I use this block to talk with people I care about. Family, friends, or even journaling if I need a solo connection. By giving each part of my evening a purpose, I stopped drifting and started living with intention. Turns out structure isn't restrictive. It's liberating. 3. I started scheduling my evenings backward. Most people plan their day starting with the morning. Wake up at 7, gym at 8, work by 9. But here's what nobody tells you. Your morning is made the night before. And if your evening's a mess, no routine in the world can save your next day. That's when I flipped the script. Instead of planning forward from the morning, I started scheduling my evenings backward from the one non-negotiable: sleep. If I want to be asleep by 10:30 p.m., that means wind down starts by 9:45. Dinner done by 8:30. Growth block ends by 8. Recovery starts at 6:30. Suddenly, I wasn't cramming random activities into a shrinking time slot. I had a clear roadmap, one that matched my natural energy curve and honored rest, not just productivity. This one change made everything smoother. No more dragging myself to bed too late, then waking up foggy and annoyed. Now, sleep has a runway. My brain has time to land. If your mornings feel chaotic, start by looking at the evening before, because success doesn't start at sunrise. It starts when you build your evening around your rest, not your rush. 4th, I practiced app mortality. I used to open my phone after work just for a minute. Then an hour disappeared. Instagram, Reddit, news, repeat. And somehow I was always surprised when bedtime rolled around, and I felt drained but unfulfilled. That's when I started practicing something I now call app mortality. Here's the rule. Every evening I delete one app. Not all of them, just one. At first it felt weird. What if I need it? What if I forget it existed? But that's kind of the point. Most of the apps we scroll through aren't necessary. They're reflexes, not tools. And the truth? 90% of the time, I didn't reinstall the app the next day. I didn't miss it. I just reclaimed that time, that quiet, that space between thoughts. This simple act snapped me out of autopilot. It reminded me that I'm allowed to control my digital environment, not be ruled by it. App mortality isn't about digital minimalism or self-denial. It's a daily reset, a moment of intentional editing. Try it tonight. Pick one app that steals your time, delete it, and see how much more of the evening you suddenly get back. Your attention is valuable. Don't give it away for free. 5. I created an evening sanctuary. For a long time, my home didn't feel like home after work. It felt like a spillover of the office. The laptop is still open. Slack is still pinging. Harsh lights, news on in the background, dishes from lunch still in the sink. I didn't realize it, but my environment was keeping me in a constant low-key state of alert. So I built something better. An evening sanctuary. Not a perfect Pinterest apartment, not a full renovation, just a space, mental and physical, that signaled, it's safe to slow down now. I started by adjusting the lighting. Warm bulbs, lamps only, nothing overhead. Put my phone in a drawer, added a soft blanket, one calming scent, lavender works wonders, and cleaned one corner of the room every evening. That's it. The shift was instant. My nervous system started exhaling. Instead of dragging work stress into the night, I had a space that gently nudged me toward peace. Here's the truth. Your environment speaks to your subconscious. So make it say something kind. Don't just live where you live. Design your space to support your rest. Your body will notice. Your mind will thank you. And your evenings will finally feel like yours. 6. I journal to my future self. I've tried journaling before. Gratitude lists, habit trackers, and reflection prompts. They always felt like a chore. Another thing to check off before bed. But then I tried something different. Writing a short note to my future self. Every night, I open a journal and write to tomorrow morning's Emmy. But I don't tell him what to do. I tell him how I want him to feel. Not, wake up at 6 and go for a run. More like, I hope you feel light and focused when you wake up. I hope today feels like it's yours. It sounds small, maybe even strange, but it completely changed how I approach my nights and my days. Because here's the psychological trick. When you name the emotion you want to experience, your brain starts building a path toward it before the day even starts. It primes you with clarity instead of guilt or pressure. And over time, those 1-minute notes became one of the most grounding parts of my evening. They reconnected me to intention, to kindness, to present. Try it tonight. One sentence to your future self. No pressure, no structure, just a quiet message forward. Sometimes the best way to lead your day is to send it love the night before. 7. I learned to track my social battery. Some evenings I wanted to call a friend and talk for an hour. Other nights, even replying to a text felt like too much. At first I thought I was just being flaky, but then I realized I wasn't antisocial, I was out of social battery. Just like your phone, your social energy has a limit, and trying to push through it only leads to burnout or resentment. So I started doing something simple, checking in with my battery before making social decisions. Each night I'd ask, do I have 70% social energy or 10%? If I were charged, I'd meet up with someone or have a call. If I were drained, I'd permit myself to recharge alone, without guilt. Over time, I noticed patterns. Certain people lit me up, others wore me out. Certain conversations gave me peace, others left me spinning. That's when I started protecting my evenings more carefully. I stopped overbooking. I stopped apologizing for needing quiet. Your social energy is a resource. Track it, respect it, and you'll build stronger connections without losing yourself in the process. Because showing up for others starts with knowing where you stand first. 8. I embraced creative micro-moments. I used to think creativity required a perfect setup, quiet space, no distractions, and at least an hour of free time. Guess how often that happened after work? Rarely. So I told myself I'd be creative on the weekend. Spoiler, that didn't happen either. Then I tried something that changed everything. Micro moments of creativity. Instead of waiting for the perfect time, I started squeezing in tiny bursts of creative play, 2 to 5 minutes max. No pressure. No masterpiece expectations. Just small, spontaneous acts that lit something up inside me. I'd doodle while waiting for the kettle to boil. Write one sentence of a story idea in my notes app. Hum a melody while brushing my teeth. Try a new color palette in Procreate for 5 minutes, then stop. What surprised me most? These micro moments are stacked. They made me feel alive again. They reminded me that I'm not just a machine that works and rests. I'm a person who creates, explores, and expresses, and the best part, they fit into my evenings without taking over. Try this. Pick one small creative act you can do in less than 5 minutes tonight. It might seem trivial, but your spark? It only needs a spark. Final thought. Your evenings shape your life. You don't need to overhaul everything. You just need to stop treating your evenings like throwaway hours. Your evening isn't just what happens after work. It's what sets up your sleep, your mood, your morning, your entire rhythm. So ask yourself tonight, am I using this time to recharge or to disconnect and coast? You deserve more than survival mode after 6 p.m. You deserve evenings that restore you. And if this helped, drop a comment, share what you're changing tonight, and hit like or subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because life doesn't start tomorrow. It starts when you stop wasting your evenings.